All right, what's going on, guys? Happy Saturday. Great day yesterday. Recap, we went 6 for 7, almost had the sweep. We came down to the last game of the night. We needed DeMar DeRozan to go over 3.5 assists. Did not happen. He had 1 in the first minute of the game, 2 at halftime, and that's it. So it is what it is. Ended up being pretty lopsided there for a while. So that obviously played into it. All right, let's talk about these 7 games. But before we do that, guys, join the Discord. It is absolutely free. The link is down below. This card's already been in the Discord for a while now, and some of these lines have moved already. So you can lock in value if you join the Discord for free. And I'm going to post some college football plays in there as well, maybe some basketball as well. It's a good Saturday here. Let's talk about these 7 games. Get best bets going, get you on your way. All right, first game, Knicks and the Jazz. So for the Jazz, they are getting Will Kessler back. Not a huge difference, but rebound line 7.5. I'm going to look at that a little bit more. I didn't pull the trigger on it. Flipkowski's out. He's been doing a pretty good job on the boards. Now he's also going to have to contend with John Collins as well. But I did like that. I almost pulled the trigger on Colin Sexton under 2.5 rebounds, but I'm just not. Hit rate's there. His rebound chances aren't a lot, and I can see this being a blowout. So a little bit torn on that. Didn't quite make the card. For the Knicks, let's see. No major injuries here. Nobody sitting out. Knicks minus 8.5 seems like pretty good value here, or the under 232.5. Pistons and the Magic. So Cade Cunningham ended up going out late in the fourth quarter of that Charlotte game that went into OT and they lost. He is going to be out today. That is a significant impact for them. Guys like Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Duran, they're all going to have to step up. I don't know if it'll be enough. I don't really love the Magic on the road, but at home they've been fantastic. I don't think Carter's a game time decision. So he's 50-50. I got to go Orlando. Orlando minus 9.5. It's a little steep, but that would be the side I would lean on. I just think without Cade Cunningham, this is an entirely different Pistons team. Maybe lean towards that over 206.5 instead of taking 9.5 here. All right, Trailblazers and the Rockets. Rockets at home have been pretty badass. This team is starting to really find their groove. So minus 12.5 against a Trailblazers team that frankly is not good. The only thing, Ayton's still going to be out. Henderson's still out. So I can't back them here. It's got to be Houston minus 12.5 or pass. The over 225.5. That's pretty steep actually. So I really don't want to touch the over under. So Portland or Houston minus 12.5 or pass in this spot for me. All right, let's go Hornets and the Bucks. Actually, I thought this over-under would be much higher. I mean, we know the Bucks don't play D, so this 223.5 feels like a steal. I would lean more towards that over. Charlotte, you just never know. I mean, if they're hitting the threes, they're going to be in this game, could potentially win. So there's that. But Bucks at home, I'm going to trust they're going to get the job done. Milwaukee minus 8. They don't have Bridges tonight for the Hornets, but we see how Brandon Miller absolutely stepped up in that Pistons game. He went absolutely ham. I don't think he continues that trend tonight. So yeah, give me the Bucks minus 8. Grizzlies and the Bulls. This is our highest over-under at. It's 241.5, says 243, but it's 241.5 now. It's because the Grizzlies and the Bulls are number 1 and number 2 in terms of pace of play. Bulls just played a very high-scoring game against the Hawks last night. I think there's going to be some tired legs tonight, so give me the Grizz minus 5.5 in this spot. But I do expect it to be a very quick-paced game. I think John Morant might come back tonight. I believe he's a game-time decision, but he is favored to not play. So we might see Marcus Smart back. Not that makes a huge difference, but yeah, I think Desmond Bane probably has a pretty decent night. I did look at the Vucevic over rebounds. I might go back to that one. It's under right now. It's 9.5, I think, or 10.5, but he went absolutely nuts last night, but it's also the Hawks. So something to keep in mind there. Golden State and the Spurs. This feels trappy. That we're getting Golden State at minus 3.5. Although I thought Golden State would cover last night versus the Pelicans, and they did not. It ended up being a 4-point win for Golden State. Now, were they kind of holding things back, knowing they had to travel and go to San Antonio on a back-to-back? Potentially. But this feels like a trap line, but I can't back off of it. Golden State minus 3.5 feels like an absolute steal. That's kind of where I'm at in that game. Wemby is playing. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Chris Paul assist line wasn't out. I couldn't find it, but that's definitely one I want to look at. He has just been destroying that line, and the books just are not adjusting. So, especially with a +3.5 line, it should be a somewhat close game. So, if Chris Paul's assist line is honestly 8.5 or less, I'm going to just hammer that one. All right, let's see. Last game on the card, Nuggets and the Lakers. Lakers -4.5. Denver coming off a game last night that ended up being fairly close. I want to say it was 123-120. But the Nuggets have just absolutely dominated the Lakers. That said, Denver has not looked great this season. Lakers have been fantastic at home. Give me Lakers -4.5. The lines on Jokic are kind of weird. His PRA line's at 49.5, which he typically crushes, and the books are kind of really torn on that. So give me the Lakers here in this spot. All right, let's get into our best bets and get you on your way here. So First one on the card, Jamal Murray over 9.5 rebounds and assists. The books have him favored to go under. I like him to go over. Lakers are 25th in assists allowed to the point guard position, allowing almost 10 assists a game. He's over this line in 6 straight games. He is over this in 9 of 19 games versus the Lakers. But if we just look at his rebounds line, he's over his rebounds in 5 of last 6 games. So he's over his rebounds and assist line in pretty much 5 straight games. So I think he's got to step up tonight. He shot very poorly last night. It's good value here to take that. Next one, Jalen Durant over 9.5 rebounds. He's over this in 6 of his last 10. He had 22 rebounds last night, which is pretty insane. 9.5 not a lot for him. But that said, Orlando is 4th in terms of least amount of rebounds allowed to the center position, averaging about 13 a game. But as long as Durant can stay out of foul trouble, he should go over this line. All right, Bobby Portis under 7.5 rebounds for the Bucks. He is under this in 7 of his last 8 games. He's only averaging 10 rebound chances in his last 10. So in order to hit this line, let's say if he continues that trend, he's got to get 8 out of 10. So I love this spot here, as long as they don't blow him out too much. All right, Victor Wembanyama over 37.5 PRA. I think we're getting good value here. He's blown through this number in 2 of 2 games versus Golden State. So there's just a lot of value here to take him at that mark. All right, next one, Alperen Sengun under 15.5 rebounds and assists. Kind of a scary line because he's been doing pretty well, but he's under this in 9 of his last 10 games versus Portland. Just recently played them, and they absolutely shut him down. I think he had 9 RAs. So he's under this line in 3 straight games. However, prior to that, he was blowing past this number. So a little bit of risk involved, but the blowout potential is super high. So I like Sengun to go under this number. Josh Hart over 8.5 rebounds. He's over this line in 2 of his last 5 games. But the interesting thing that I saw is when the Knicks blow teams out, he crushes this line. He's over this in 80% of the last 10 games where they've won by 10 or more. So in 15 or more, it was the same exact hit rate. So I think there's going to be a blowout tonight. And Josh Hart just gets better when they blow him out. Last play on the card, Michael Porter Jr. over 17.5 points. I don't take Michael Porter props very often, but he has absolutely been dominating against the Lakers. He's over this in 7 straight versus the Lakers, and he's also over in 7 of his last 10 games. They're coming on a back-to-back. Weird line for Jokic in terms of his PRA. Somebody else has to step up. I think it's Michael Porter Jr. He's got back-to-back, his back-to-back when he played. Let me restart that. When they have to play on back-to-back nights, he's hit this in 5 of the last 6 times. So he's actually increased his hit rate when they go back-to-back. So he does see more usage on the second game. So I like this hit rate. Like I said, good spot against the Lakers where he's had a lot of success hitting 7 straight. Some other plays I like. They didn't make the card. Again, if you were in the Discord, I did put out a 3-leg, and some of those have already jumped. I knew they would, so I got that in early. I like Lillard over 3.5 rebounds at -142 on DraftKings. Steph Curry under 6.5 assists, -142 on DraftKings. I think that'll move to 5.5 at some point. Wemby over 2.5 assists. This was -175, so definitely knew it was going to jump. It already did. So it's 3.5 now, not really playable. Ayu Dosunmu for the Bulls over 3.5 assists at -155 on BetMGM. And then the last one I liked was Damian Lillard under 3.5 3-pointers at -154 on DraftKings. He has not hit this, it's like one time in his last 8 games. So good value there. All right, that is going to do it for me, guys. Like I said, some plays dropping in the Discord if you haven't joined already with some college football. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.